the life that we live in.
Sometimes I get a good feeling. Hi guys, and welcome to Chris's Rambling Reviews, issue number 2. This is where I kind of talk about comics that I've read, graphic novels that my good friend Mike Lacey, thanks Mike, has sent me, and just basically talk about them. I have 5 that I've read, so I rank them from my least favourite to my most favourite, and kind of what was good about them. I did get a couple of comics though, which was from a new place, Island Isle Comics or something like that. Basically, it seems to be the people who are disposable heroes who are kind of reshaping their and doing these here. So I noticed that they had these here for £2 each, so I thought I'd get them. The first one was Batman Superman, which is The Fugitive. These are basically based on movie covers, so this is based on The Fugitive, and this one I couldn't resist, which is the Batman The Mask variant, which obviously the Joker there. I love the card in his hat. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yep, £2, I'll have that. I also did get the movie variant of Poe Dameron, and read it and thoroughly enjoyed it. They certainly do capture his humour and the way he talks and stuff in the comic, and you see like the fighters that he's with whenever he's blowing up the Death Star, the likes of Snap Wexley and the other ones who I at the minute don't know the names for. Right, so number 5, now I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, is Spider-Man Torment by Todd McFarlane. I couldn't even finish this book. The art is just not for me. I know he is a big deal. Isn't this the guy that Spawn? You see, I'm even though I know a bit about comics, there's certain names that kind of ring a bell, but I'm not like one of these people who can go like, oh yeah, it's Todd McFarlane, he did this and he did this and he did Family Guy, oh no, that's Seth MacFarlane, not McFarland, or McFarlane, whatever. But I couldn't even finish this book. I think I got to about here. Yeah, I think I got about there, which shows you how far in I got, and I'm sorry, I know that he is a well-respected artist, but we all have different tastes. This is my opinion on this, and I just couldn't get into it. This has been a book that I've been wanting to pick up for some time, so whenever Mike sent me it, I was like, I'm really excited to read this, and read it, I was just like, okay, I did not really enjoy that at all. Number 4 was one I finished last night, was Star Wars Volume 1 in the Shadow of Yavin, which is a Dark Horse book. Let's see here, again, names and stuff. Script Brian Wood, art Carlos de Ande. These are names that I've not heard of at all. Front cover art was by Alex Ross, which is a name I've heard of. This is obviously set, there's an illustration there by Alex Ross. This is obviously set after the blowing up of the Death Star, and the rebels are trying to find a different base. So this is obviously way before Empire as well. And Luke and Leia are, trying to sort that out. Han is trying to help Mon Mothma by doing different things. And it is a good book, and I love the art in it. The only gripe I have is that some of the characters look very similar, so whenever you're seeing them in their X-Wing gear, it's hard to differentiate who this is this person or is that person, but the art in this is brilliant. The banter between like Han and Chewie is very good as well it should be. But yeah, I enjoyed the book, like there's Mon Mothma with not Admiral Akbar, but with a one of his species. But yeah, I did enjoy the book. Like it wasn't one that I felt was rushed. It wasn't one that I was like, I finished that another day. I did finish it last night and did read the bulk of it last night. Right, number 3 is Kick-Ass, which is by Mark Millar and John Romita Jr. I've heard of both these people, and I know work that they've done. John Romita Jr. has done some stuff on Uncanny X-Men, and Mark Millar did Starlight, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, this is obviously, I've watched the film of this, but just the art and just everything in this is brilliant. The swearing, etc. the hit girl and her violence, etc. But I just really enjoyed it. There is a panel here which is good. Well, I'll just block that out because she's swearing. She's saying what an effing deuce. But I really enjoyed this. Obviously, I'd seen the film, so I kind of knew what to expect. But I did really enjoy it. I thought it was one of those ones that you're reading about him being kick-ass, but you're reading about him being a person at school and things like that, and then hit girl's dad, etc. And I just thought it was very good. All right, number 2 was another first for me, which was Identity Crisis by Brad Meltzer. This was a very good book, which obviously shows you members of the Justice League, but it kind of shows you stuff like, so you'll have here like you have the Adam and Jean Loring, and like, so it'll kind of tell you stories between each of them. There is a scene in it which I didn't kind of expect. It obviously there's a character who tries to hang herself because apparently there's somebody else who's influenced her or something along those lines. But there was a scene where one of the characters, it almost looks like she's getting raped because the way the character is talking and the way she talks, and she says, no, I don't want to, and then you kind of just see her fingernails, and then you see the hand going backwards. So that was a bit of a shocker, like I've read like The Killing Joke and things like that, but to read something like that in it was, something that I didn't expect. And then like one of them, like Ray Palmer and Jean Loring, as I was just talking about there now, it turns out that, spoiler alert, turns out that she's the one who's murdered these people, because this has kind of led her back to him. And she's saying like, are you crazy, and things like that, I missed you, etc. And it's just, so you can see at the end, like what happened and things. But it was one of those ones that I really enjoyed reading. It was one of those ones that I kind of didn't want to put down. It is, so it says here, like Entertainment Weekly said, refreshing. There are human characters in a very risky business and things like that. But yeah, I did enjoy it. There is some sensitive material in there, but I did enjoy it. Seeing the likes of Deathstroke, Deadshot, etc. in it was good. And reading a bit more about characters I'm not that up on, like the Green Lantern, Hawkman, etc. Things like that. And my number 1 pick is a character who seems to get the brunt end of things, and I read this from start to finish in one setting because I absolutely loved it. I know this is one of Mike's great guys and somebody I've met, and now I am kind of appreciating his work a bit more, which was Aquaman. Yes, Aquaman. This is not a joke, it's not April 1st or anything. I really, really enjoyed this. Just seeing how he deals with being on the surface and things like that, and the fact is, he's talking to police and what have you, and it's just, it's one of those ones that it's a good read, and it's good to find, for me this is like an origin story of Aquaman, kind of finding out a bit more about him, what makes him tick, what special abilities he has and things like that. And because I've read the likes of this, and obviously with the volume 1 of DC Comics, I've read like this, I've read like Green Arrow, I've read Flash, I've read Batman and things like that, and that kind of leads me on to wanting more. So this has kind of left me wanting more, and as I say, I still have more to read, so I have to kind of pick out the next 5 to read. One of them I kind of flicked through and I was just like, I don't know about that one. But yes, that are kind of the way I would rank them in my sitting of the ones that I've actually read. So yeah, Aquaman was a great read, so thank you for that, Mike. It was one of those ones, like a movie you've heard, like a movie you've heard, like Batman vs Superman, for example. I still haven't seen it. a lot of people said it was terrible, and you're expecting it to be terrible, and you go in and you watch it and it's something a lot better. That's like that. I've always heard like Aquaman is the brunt of a lot of jokes, and I think with Jason Momoa playing him in the upcoming Justice League movie, will kind of make him not the butt of all jokes, you know, because I think Hawkeye was probably the Marvel equivalent of that, and then he came out in the Avengers movies, and then he was very popular, so I could see that happening to Aquaman. So yes, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for kind of listening. I should really make notes about these, but by the time I read them in bed, and by the time I finished, I don't want to really sit down and start writing notes and things like that. So this is just my take on some books that Mike sent me, so thank you very much for watching. Also, if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I'll put a link down below. My dad, as many of you know, has lung cancer. He's raising money and doing like a marathon in May, but it's not like he doesn't have to do 26 miles in one go. He can spread it out the course of May, so he can do like a mile one day, 2 miles one day, have a day off, do a mile, do 2 miles. You can do walking, etc. So I'll leave a link down below. So if you have any money spare and you would like to donate and help out the cancer research, all the link will be down below, and you can read his story about it and why he's doing it and things like that. But if you could, it would mean the world to me. Even if you could just share it on your social media, you know, you may find somebody else who's been affected by this illness, and you know, they may go, oh well, you know, one good turn deserves another, you know. But if you can, I would appreciate it if you could help out. If you can't, just spread it on your social media. That would mean the world. But thank you very much for watching, and until next time.